Welcome to the EUniWell seed-funded project Maximising Academic and Social Outcomes in Engineering Education. I'm Neil Cook from the University of Birmingham, who's leading this project. I'm joined by colleagues from the School of Engineering at Birmingham, the School of Education at Birmingham, and Schools of Engineering and Technology in Florence, Linnaeus and Nantes. So why do we need this project? Well, society and employers consider these competencies increasingly important. Innovation, enterprise, creativity, communication, networking, social, environment, and technical responsibility. And these are seen as social skills, 21st century skills, very important to get the society through the next century's worth of challenges. And the engineering profession plays a big part in addressing those challenges, and it has this distinct cultural identity, which there's a literature behind this which kind of negatively impacts learning these non-technical skills. This is sometimes referred to as the hidden curriculum, and some of the elements of this cultural identity and the negative impacts are due to depoliticization of the engineering profession. So some of those responsibilities, wider responsibilities, can be diminished in terms of just focusing on the technical side. And then the other aspect of this is what's called technical social dualism, where this is the hidden curriculum, this idea that if you have a social competency, it may be taught by somebody outside of your faculty, by another expert. This othering of the teaching of the skill, and this idea that social skills and technical skills are separate in the minds of engineers means that the social skills always play second best to the technical skills and can be diminished. So the engineering profession has these challenges, and they've been acknowledged for the last few decades, but we still have this issue. Balancing against that, however, is that social outcomes are positively impacted by engineering. We have social mobility for people who enter the profession. There's, by the engineers' skills, make new products, services and solutions, and essentially have created our modern world, increased life expectancy and prosperity. So the positive social outcomes are there in engineering. We can maximize them by addressing this issue of better teaching social competencies. So that's what we're going to do on this project. We're going to have three main partners: University of Birmingham, Florence and Linnaeus, but we're also joined late by Nantes, who will also be contributing where they can to the project. And each university has a unique context in terms of the departments and disciplines that are taught in engineering and related technical disciplines. And each one of these has several programs which will have pockets of best practice for teaching these social competencies. So the idea of the project will be to propagate this best practice for social skill teaching in technical education, and also look at the best practice for perhaps this social mobility element of widening access and participation. Unique set of partners from different societies with different contexts to share. We're hoping that we can capture some of those differences and benefit all of the individual schools and departments across these partners. Here's the project in a sort of diagrammatic form overview. We have the skills and contexts, those three skills and the different partners. We're going to be capturing some data around that and get some descriptions. We'll be running a set of practitioner workshops online and offline, face-to-face, in order to collect some data for those skills and contexts. We've got some research activity being coordinated from Birmingham in order to make sure that the data being collected is something that we can use for a deeper analysis. Ultimately, we're exchanging best practice, so we're going to have these identified innovations where we think we're maximizing social outcomes, and then look at how we can better propagate those innovations through different partners. So that means a pocket of excellence in Linnaeus, a particular innovation. We'll look at the context in Birmingham and think, how could that be adapted to a context in Birmingham? Once we've done that, we'll have a set of those case studies with that propagation information as part of them, and they'll feed through to some final outputs for the final workshop. This is that previous diagram in a little bit more detail, for those of you interested. You can see that we've got the skills here that have been allocated across the different partners. So they'll be leading on the skills, but that also means that they'll be looking at the other partners and what they're doing with that particular skill. The data, we have the practitioner workshops and data collection. We'll have skill-focused presentations, institutional presentations, workshop activities, surveys, interviews, and discussions. The engineering and education research, we've managed to identify 3 specific research questions which will form the basis of our survey design and our protocols for the interviews, which are being done in the 3 work packages. A key part of the research questions, research question 1, is about looking at the information available and trying to better describe the differences and similarities between engineering faculties in different countries teaching different skills. Research question 2, we're very much focused on how these things are done, but also what the attitudes are of the students and staff who are trying to teach or learn these social skills. And then the final research question is the identifying innovations and propagating them. What's the best way to do that? And that will feed into research question 3, this systematic adoption of innovations across partners. And we're drawing on best practice in the literature again to how that can be achieved before we finalize with our final workshop, pilot materials, and hopefully a follow-up study. So the next steps for the project is we're currently working on a position paper which includes the research design and methodology. We're planning the workshops. The first one will be in Birmingham in December, then we'll have Florence in February and Linnaeus in June, and then we'll be also piloting over the next few months the student and staff surveys, focus groups and interviews, and we'll be doing some of this online every month as well as using the face-to-face workshops too. So if you want to contact me with any more information about the project, there is a page on the EUniWell site, but you can also just drop me an email. My address is there. Thank you.